The admission rates at an amusement park are as follows. Children 5 years old and under, free. Children between 5 and 12 years, inclusive, $10. Children between 12 years and 18 years, inclusive, $25. And adults are $35. So when they say inclusive, they're only referring to the last number. So we're including 12 years, we're including 18 years. 5 and 12 here, we're really not including those points. So those are going to be strictly greater than. And then adults will be above 18 as well. Technically 18 is considered an adult in the eyes of the law, so I wouldn't have included it, but hey, I didn't write this problem. Okay, write a piecewise function that gives the admission price admission price for a given age. Okay, so we can see that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different prices. So that's going to be a 4-part piecewise function. All right, so we'll call this R of X, or R is the rate, and X is the age. Okay, so it's going to be 4 different parts. So I want to make my 4 semicolons. And all right, so the first rate is going to be 0 because that's free. The children are not paying a cent if they're 5 years old and under. So that's including 5 years. So we can just say if X is less than or equal to 5, you don't pay. The next domain is going to be between 5 and 12, and we are going to include 12. They said inclusive. The next domain will be between 12 and 18. So that'll be X is greater than 12 and less than or equal to 18. And lastly, we'll just have X is greater than 18. I can't have an upper bound, theoretically. I guess you could be 300 years old and you would still be paying $35. You just have to be older than 18 and you'll be paying that rate. So that one's simple, right? That's 35, this one's 25, and this one is 10. So those are pretty simple functions. All right, but it's a step function. It's an important topic. So I'm going to label my axes where X is age and B is admission rate. Y is admission rate. All right, so my first function is going to be equal to 0 between a domain of 0 and 5. So you won't really be able to see it. Actually, let me do it in purple so it shows up a little bit better. Actually, maybe a green highlighter would be good. So between these two, then I'm going to put a dot that's filled in at 5. So we want to make sure it's obvious we're including that. All right, next we're going up to 10. So that'll be an open circle at 10, right? Because if you're 5 years old, you're not paying $10. If you're 5 years old, you pay 0. So we don't want to include that part. And then we're going to put a closed circle at X equals 12. That's the upper bound for that domain. So let's say 12 is right about, let's say like right about here, more or less. Try and be accurate, but obviously can't be perfect. Then it jumps up to 25, and it's going to be exclusive at X equals 12. So go up to 25, and then right above that, we're going to put an open circle, because that domain does not include that point. If it did, then it would be like, oh, if you're 12 years old, either pay 25 or 10. That doesn't make sense. If you only can pay one price, or who would pay $25? It doesn't make any sense. All right, and that goes up until 18. Up until you're 18, you're paying $25. So 18 will be like right about here. Connect those two dots. All right, and then the last jump is when you hit 18, or when you're a day above 18, and you're 19 years old, you'll pay 35. All right, so right above 18, I'm going to put an open circle at $35, and that's going to continue for the rest of the domain, which could continue however long, who knows. So I'm going to put an arrow there because who knows. People, maybe one day we will all live to be infinite years old. Which maybe sounds like a little bit too much, I don't know. That's a discussion for a philosophy class, not math, unfortunately. All right.